Man, it is a hot one out today. Holy smokes. It's like 32 degrees plus humidity. I'm sweating through all my shirts, even inside the shop. I'm wearing shorts, trying to stay cool. Sweating my balls off out here.
Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
I understand.
What's going on, guys? It's Pauly from 771 Motorsports, and look who we have on the hoist today. This lovely little Del Sol cutie pie, the newest addition to the team, is finally gonna get some love. This old lady has been sitting for the past 18 years. Sitting inside of a garage, sitting inside of a shop, getting moved around, but sitting, not running on flat tires for 18 years. The last time that this car was on the road was in 2003, which is so crazy, so hard to believe. We've always wanted to find a barn find like this. I mean, yeah, we did it with the 1979 Fiat 126, my grandfather's car. It's a family heirloom. But something like this, where from a stranger, you find it somewhere hidden deep, far away in the back of some shop or barn or whatnot, and all of a sudden, you take a look at it and you're like, holy smokes. This thing's got some potential. It's got some life left in it. Then you all of a sudden you open up the glove box, you find the ownership, you look through the paperwork and you find that it's an original owner. Come on, that's a win-win. That's a huge freaking win. Original owner, 1995 Honda Del Sol with the factory B16 A3. This thing is a unicorn, especially now with the JDM market going crazy. These cars getting older and older, and us living here in Southern Ontario, the rust, the salt, all that bullshit. These cars are so much more difficult to find these days. The factory 14-inch wheels that were on here were leaking like crazy. We pumped them up, an hour and a half later, they're flat again. So threw some rollers on here and I decided, you know what? This would be pretty cool. Let's throw these deep dish wheels on here with the spiky lugs and let's see how it looks. But even this, look at that. The car's been sitting for 18 years. Yeah, sure, the calipers and the rotors and the pads, everything's rusty, but for this wheel to spin this freely, that's super impressive. Let's see if the back spins just as easily. Nope. Oh man, this one's seized. I do love these wheels with the super deep dish and a big old lip. Stretched 185, 45, 15. These tires are got quite a small footprint. Unfortunately, these wheels are really heavy, so definitely not a racing application, but for the looks of it, I mean, I do like that look. The one issue that I have with them is that the sidewall is so small that you definitely need to lower the car. Because any car that I've had these on, or anytime I test fit them on any type of cars, it always looks so stupid. You have these cool, big offset deep dish wheels, and then you've got this massive freaking gap right here. So it just looks foolish. You know, if it was slammed and the fender and the body line was right here, just slightly above this tire, beautiful. But with a fender gap like that, nah, that's not a good look. This side, oh, this side actually spins. That's cool. Better than the other side. So far we're 2 for 3. It does spin a little tougher, but again, for the fact that it's been sitting for 18 years, the fact that it moves at all, I'd say that that's a win. You can even hear all the rust falling out of the rotors and the pads as I start to move this wheel. So, again, I'd say that that's a huge win. The fact that it moves, at least we have a starting point. My dad's been putting in some work on trying to restore this paint. When we bought this car, there was a whole bunch of dust. Looked like the car was wrapped at one point with a tarp, and then there was a whole bunch of scratches along the sides from the tarp getting blown around and scratching in the wind. So just a quick wash, light wax, and already the paint starting to pop. Look at that shine. The wing is an interesting point on this car as well. Definitely not your average Del Sol wing or trunk package, you could say. The story behind this spoiler is that in 1995, when this car got delivered to Oshawa Honda, there was no spoiler. The mechanic who was PDIing the vehicle popped the trunk and saw this Type R spoiler in the trunk, chilling from Japan. So he said, well, I guess if they sent it for this vehicle, or with this vehicle, it should be installed, I guess, on this vehicle. So right from day one, drilled some holes, sealed it up, and installed this Type R wing. It definitely gives it a big personality, a big look in comparison to the Del Sols with the tiny little wing, kind of like similar to the Acura Integra LS, just a low profile wing or no wing at all. The interior is in great shape. Yeah, there's a couple switches, there's a couple things missing. what ended up happening was the owner's son started to race it out. He wanted to change some of the plastics to yellow, and he was like trying to make the cluster cool and paint different things, which is super unnecessary because OG is the best, original is the best. Like, why? Why? Who in their right mind thought that that was a good idea? One thing that catches your eyes right away is, of course, the faded hood. The hood and the top of the windshield there have that traditional Honda clear coat peel and fade and all that stuff. Rightfully so. I mean, this car's 1995. It's been sitting for 18 years. It has every right to be faded. My dad and I have had multiple conversations about what we should do with this hood. Should we leave it? Should we paint it? Should we wrap it? And I've said from the very beginning, I was like, no, I think we should leave it. I think we should protect it. I think we should, stop the damage from continuing and spreading. But it definitely has way more character when it's original like this. The B-Series life is legit. We got one here, another there. We got a third engine B-Series over here. We got a couple more in the other room over there. The only changes done to the car is this short ram intake here that has been, it's getting pretty rusty on the inside there. And then this whole boot has been ripped apart from age. I did see a lot of mice pellets, so there's definitely some friends that were living, some squatters inside this car, so hopefully the wiring and everything is going to be okay. And it even has, look at that, it even has AC, the factory heat shield on the headers. It's got the old school 90s and 2000s Viper alarm, which is probably one of my favorite features on this car. And then the ultimate 90s sounding alarm. That's cool. You can definitely see the age. Everything is peeling. These valve cover bolts and spark plug cover bolts are all nice and rusty. These lines as well, getting all rusty. Look at this VTEC solenoid, all nice and rusty. These cars came with an optional LSD. So if this car has LSD, I mean, that would be win on win on win. That'd be like the icing on the cake. That'd be such a cool thing. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It comes with a factory strut brace right across the front, sway bars front and back, which is really cool. I know that's a Del Sol thing. The car's got a lot of potential, I'm telling you. We have a whole bunch of B-Series parts. Throw a header on there, exhaust. We got a Type R intake manifold that we could put on there. Redo the intake. But as a Sunday driver, is it all really necessary? Just a cruiser, is it all really that necessary? I mean, yeah, of course it'd be fun. Of course it'd be fun. I mean, I love modding cars. I love driving cars that are not stock. But seeing as this is already a pretty unique vehicle, I mean, I don't think we gotta go too crazy, blow all our budget rather than building another race car or fixing the race cars that we have or developing the chassis further or anything like that. It's not necessary for us to go crazy with this build, with this car. But at the end of the day, I mean, you gotta have some fun. Cracking VTEC all day long with the top down. Bro, what's not to like?